What's going on, guys? Destin the RV Guide here. Today we are checking out a 2024 Alpha Wolf 280 QBS. So separate bunk room, kind of a cool little setup back there with a little dinette for the kids and stuff, and really a feature-rich RV here. So let's start right off at the front, work our way around, and get inside this thing. So at the front, you're going to have a power tongue jack, so making life a lot easier setting up. Your battery box is going to be right behind there, and then that's right next to the rock guard on the coach. They do a molded fiberglass front cap on this one, so just a little bit more rigid than the traditional fiberglass skin that they'll put on there. And they got some fancy blue docking lights, and it looks pretty sharp. So onto the door side is our pass-through storage, which fully finished. It goes all the way through to the other side. You can see the battery disconnect over there. And then our solar charge controller is going to be right towards the front. Little USB charger on that. And kind of cool that they're incorporating this, and kind of very important for the fridge that's in here. And we'll get to that in a few. Privacy tinted windows throughout, huge power awning, and right underneath that power awning, we're actually going to have what looks like a backup camera prep, but it's really meant for a privacy camera, or a security camera, I should say. So if you wanted to, add one of those Farian cameras right there. You can set up the screen inside and see who's at your door. Kind of cool. Moving on down the line, we have our step above entry steps next to a huge grab handle here, so you got something to hang on to. And that gets us back to our little outdoor kitchen setup here. So kind of a cool setup in here. You got a little mini fridge. You got an ice maker by Contour, which blows my mind. And then you do have a little spot for a sink bay and a 2-burner outside here. All the hinges on this too, they're going to be magnetic hinges, so no clips that you're breaking. Makes life nice and easy. And they do have a handy dandy little lock here. So when you go put this in, your burners, if your burners are hot, you're not going to cook your fridge underneath. A couple outdoor speakers to make your neighbors mad, 110 volt power, and a cable out on the outside here, so you can watch some TV. Onto the back side, you get a little bit of extra outdoor storage here in this back piece. So this goes right under that bottom bunk and just gives you a little bit, maybe camp chairs or, I don't know, something like that. And on the back side of the coach, you have a spare tire. You got Lippert ladder prep and a backup camera prep. You do have a spot for your sewer hose right in the bottom here. On the back side of the camper, there's not a whole lot of cool stuff going on, but there is one really important thing. So tankless hot water heater equipped on here, and all of your hookups, they're going to be right next to each other. So instead of searching through the whole camper, going down the length of the thing, everything's all right there, right next to your outdoor shower. Right underneath that is going to be our sewer dumps for the coach. It's just a single spot, so no Y pipe needed. And just to point it out, the tires on this thing, or the wheels, I should say, aluminum wheels. They didn't go with the steelies. It looks sharp. Before we get too deep into the thing, I'd like to point out right underneath here, you can see that they've reinforced where your water tanks are. A lot of times on, some entry-level coaches, they advise not to fill up your water tanks during travel because that amount of weight is just going to sag your tank, and I've heard it dropping out from under you. That's going to stop it from happening, that reinforcement there. All right, let's head on in here to the 280 QBS. So right when you walk in, huge U-shaped dinette. You got a couch that'll fold into a bed. Love the modern kind of kitchen setup that they have. Huge residential fridge. And let's start off at the back here. So right in the back, we're going to have a quad bunk setup. So plenty of sleeping for the kiddos. They got a little bit of storage right towards the back here for some clothes and stuff. And then underneath that bottom bunk where we checked out outside is all open for some totes or whichever you want to put in there. These bunks do flip up, so if you were sitting in this dinette under here, you can actually have some headroom, and that will break down to a bed for that fourth sleeper there. So not a bad little setup for the kids back there. And that gets us into the restroom, which it's a side aisle bath, so it's a little bit tight comparative to some of the front ones, but your commode's in a decent spot. You can get your legs in there without bumping into anything. You do have a vent, a little medicine cabinet, and a little bit of storage underneath the sink, and actually a tub setup in here. They do give you a skylight so you can actually stand up straight, and not a bad little restroom setup. I like that they give you spots in the shower there to maybe put some soap or that sort of thing. You get a little bit of storage right next to the bunk room for the wardrobe area. Again, either some more clothes storage or move the kitchen back here a little bit for some food. And that brings us into the slide out. So again, tinted windows all throughout. The windows on the slide itself actually open except for the side one here, but they do open. You can get a cross breeze out of it. Huge U-shaped dinette. You have storage underneath. This storage goes the whole length of the dinette, so it's huge. Same on the other side there, and of course that'll break down to a bed. Another thing that I want to point out is they didn't go with the Taiwanese pleather. It's actually a woven surface. It's nice. It's nice. Couch is a jackknife, so that'll break down to a bed. There is a little bit of deep storage underneath the jackknife as well. And the zebra shades, which is really cool because you get the day-night shades out of it, depending on how you feel that day. And that gets us into the kitchen here. So Girard 12-volt refrigerator, plenty of storage space. Now, again, if you've seen my other videos, you know how to tell the difference between a gas and an electric fridge. And they've paired Girard for the rest of the appliances here. So you got a 3-burner cooktop, decent-sized oven, your range hood, and your microwave above that. Little bit of storage under the sink here. Not enough for a trash can, though. Shame on you, Alpha Wolf. And a nice built-in right there with 2 more right underneath their full extensions. I really like the sink that they did. So you got your Resi faucet. You got your handy-dandy rinsing area here. You got a rinsing pan. You got your little cup rinser. Freaking blowing me away here. I love it. A little bit of storage up above. You got your glass inlays so it looks sharp. And that gets us to the entertainment center here. So a couple cool things. They actually gave you a TV in the master for once, which is really nice. You have your 5,000 BTU electric fireplace right underneath there. Your built-in vacuum. You do have a kick plate for it too, so you could just sweep it all away, just like the rest of your troubles in life. And that gets us to the control panel here. So touchscreen control panel, awning controls, slide out controls. You have your tankless hot water heater control as well. One of the big things is that's only going to run off gas versus a gas and electric model. So something to consider before you jump ship and change over to tankless. But all of your controls right here, Bluetooth connect, so you actually can control all this from your phone too. So that's kind of cool when you're pulling your slides out. Let's get into the master here. So again, you can kind of see the tinted windows and how it kind of darkens everything up in here. But a queen size bed, so you can actually walk around. You do get a little bit of space here. Dedicated TV spot right on that wall, so a small one there. And you do get a window that opens. Decent amount of overhead storage, and both sides have a nice little cubby there. You have 110 power on both sides. You got a USB charger on both sides, so you can keep everything charged up. And that's about all I got for the Alpha Wolf here. If I missed anything, please let me know. Leave me a comment. Happy to dive in a little bit deeper. And if you're part of the RV lifestyle, make sure to subscribe for more walkthrough videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.